edition of Truth Unfiltered with Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas.
So, I mean, like, what happens when you enter the barber? Do they like, okay, everybody, get out. Dr. Ken's in the building. Or everybody, don't talk. Kids, shut up.
You ever been in a black barbershop?
Where
it's like structured chaos?
And this show is strictly for the Truth fans. Watch and connect with us on the Truth YouTube channel.
You know what? The YouTube chat line, y'all be in a world by yourself. Y'all supposed to be listening to the show.
Or join the conversation as Truth Unfiltered is opening the Truth Talk and Text line for you.
833-212-1017. You can stream us live on YouTube and Twitter. Have you ever experienced a situation, if more than once, where you were passed up for a promotion, and when you inquired why you were passed over for the promotion, you were told, Dr. Ken, just be patient?
It was the grading in the promotion process where, and let me give you a very specific example because I had a person that was on the committee in the room.
Truth Unfiltered starts now on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here's DT and Dr. Ken.
Good evening, good evening. You are listening to Truth Unfiltered with your girl DT and the hot, I probably shouldn't say it like that because I don't want you to get sued, Dr. Ken.
Yeah,
one of the hardest working.
I don't know if he can sue right now, but you know.
See, Dr. Ken, you already cutting up. Yes, you were listening to the Truth Unfiltered, and as you heard, this is a very special live edition. Hey, y'all! I see everybody on the YouTube chat board, loving it. I'm excited. We're going to have a great show this evening, Dr. Ken. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm tired. Had the weekend off. I was gone since Wednesday, so it was pretty cool. I got to relax this weekend, hung out with some friends. It was great. It was great.
Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend. I'm trying to get, because I know whoever's producing is like, what is she doing? I'm trying to get, there we go. All right. I'm just not even going to move. Yeah. So here's the deal, because I know you asked me not to share the name of the company as we were preparing for what will be a great show this evening.
But she gonna do it anyway.
American Airlines?
I knew it.
Man! No, and here's the thing. For those that tuned in to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, thank you first and foremost. I used to always complain, in the literal sense of the word complain, about American Airlines. What is unbelievable to me, Dr. Ken, is that they have continued to get worse. I'm going to nickname, and not out of a sense of respect or humor, I'm going to nickname American Airlines American Apology Airlines, because that's all they do. And you know,
so are you
apologizing?
Are you where I think
Don't
you
apologize
are?
for the stuff you're going to keep doing. I'm sorry?
Are you where I think you are?
Yes.
So you should have known that going to the East Coast. Like I ain't got nothing else.
It's not, Dr. Ken, don't even try it, because it's not just a regional issue. Okay, let me be clear to our valued listeners. And if anyone who is listening is either employed by American Airlines or has a relative that works for American Airlines, please send them the link to this show, because I was tired, y'all. I was tired.
I was on American Airlines this weekend.
Are you going to share? Like, are you going to elaborate on? Because you're just like, I was on.
First of all, their choice of snacks is horrendous. It is absolute. First of all, I'm tired of getting on flights where the airline lies to you and tells you, oh, it's a 2-hour and 15-minute flight. And so you get there, and then you start the taxi. Oh, we'll be there in an hour and 28 minutes. Well, that tells me that there are certain things you're not going to get, right? So,
Dr. Ken, I just have to say this really quick. You're so bougie.
Well, listen.
I'm talking about trying to get from point A to point B on time, and your argument is related to snacks?
Why she always
Come on, man.
Why she always got to
So
smash
bougie.
the snacks? Why you always
who
gotta
cares?
smash
I'm
the
trying to get
snacks?
to the destination, and I got a valid argument going, and you come in with, and can I also talk about the snacks?
I'm just trying to lighten it up so my American Airlines points don't disappear. I'm just saying.
Listen, let me tell you right now, I'm executive platinum with American Airlines. Okay? I fly American Airlines more than I drive my own car. That's real talk.
That's true.
That's a fact. So
That's true.
all I'm saying is that before we even get to the nice to haves, can we at least talk about the fundamental objective of getting from point A
to point B?
to point B? That's all I'm saying.
Did they shut down on you?
Canceled, put me in a hotel, and Dr. Ken, you know how I am. You know how I roll. I said, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm staying where?
Because you're the hotel person, like I'm the airline person. Like you're okay for the airline, but the hotel got to be like, yeah.
I'll put it to you like this, and then we can move on because we've got a lot of great topics to discuss with our listeners and watchers, our viewers tonight. I'll put it to you like this: American Airlines, keep up, keep on, because I'm about to go to Spirit, because that's how I feel about y'all right now.
I will lose all respect for you.
Look, because listen, that's how they literally are operating, as if they are, So I'm telling you right now, American, y'all got one more. You got one more. I'm sick of this. It's like, the accountability.
Can I have your executive?
Don't get me started on that.
So can I have your executive platinum points and stuff?
You can have it, Dr. Ken, because I was tired. Now, as we are talking about first world problems, in all seriousness, Dr. Ken, I do have to talk about, I moved from Milwaukee, 2 years ago?
Yep.
But I'm still there. I just, my physical new address. But I remember last week, maybe a week and a half ago, my phone is just, and I'm like, what is going on? And my son was out of town. But I'm hearing and reading the headlines regarding Milwaukee, Wisconsin, getting up to 14 inches of rain in less than a day.
Okay, it was 14 and a half inches. And I think that was the actual record. They broke the record from the last time.
Absolutely it was. Yeah. And so and then, of course, I'm a Gen Xer, so as much as I still appreciate reading the newspaper and watching news, of course I had to go to social media. What I saw from local Milwaukee residents, I mean, just the rapid pace of the water rising in people's basements.
Nonstop, never ending, on and on. It was actually scary. It was.
What? And then to see the streets that literally look like rivers. And, my thing is, it's been over 7 days. The storm is gone. And thank goodness they called off the thunderstorm warning. That has been officially called off. But people are still suffering. And so now you've got thousands of residents that are still pumping water. They're still scrubbing mold. And don't get me started on the claims. And still waiting for answers from the insurance companies. And so this is not just about the freak storm for me, Dr. Ken. And it's not even just a Milwaukee thing. Here we go again.
Yep.
Where we're not prepared.
Yep. But can you ever really be prepared for a storm of that magnitude? There was absolutely no way you could be ready for that. Like, I drove up Appleton Saturday. I got about 4 blocks, and then the street literally just flooded. Like, you couldn't get through anywhere. It just came down so fast.
Going back to your original question, and when I say, were we prepared? It wasn't necessarily, Dr. Ken, regarding the flood. This was about, are we prepared for any natural disaster? And Dr. Ken, I will say this, especially in our community, we still need to have more conversations and understanding regarding the earth, climate change, global warming, because it's going to continue. And when I say it, I mean natural disasters. Not trying to scare or put fear in people's, but this is real. This is real because it is happening all over the country, where you're seeing areas that typically were 50 to 60 degrees during this time of the year are now 80 to 100. That's not good. And so my question is, we may not have been able to prepare in terms of warnings with this 14 inches in a day flash flood. However, we've seen enough natural disasters to where the question is, are we ready to scale up? Are we ready to make these investments that we should have made back when Al Gore, and you remember that, Dr. Ken, when Vice President Al Gore was literally campaigning and telling the world about Mother Earth and screaming and asking the world to please invest in green infrastructure. So that's what I mean when you say things like, how could we prepare? I feel you to a certain degree, Dr. Ken, but on the other end, we've had plenty of warning. We just didn't listen. And when I say we, especially our leadership, the climates are changing. The world, Mother Earth, is constantly shifting. I mean, come on, Dr. Ken, we've had blockbuster movies come out and warn us about this the day after tomorrow. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I ask the question, like, were we prepared in past tense? I mean, we have had extreme weather conditions since the late 1990s, including rain events. And so what I'm hoping that we all learn from this is holding government officials, elected officials, accountable for investing in green infrastructure. We got a whole ecosystem. We got a whole urban center in Milwaukee that focuses on this every day. And a lot of us don't even know it's there. University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, big old urban ecology, or University of Wisconsin, right. Milwaukee, I should say, UWM. But it's like there is an urgent calling for us to get more acclimated and knowledgeable about global warming, climate change. And yes, we were warned. I mean, come on, Dr. Ken, you remember Vice President Al Gore, he received the Nobel Prize for his efforts. But did America listen?
I'm not going to argue with you on global warming because I'm not a real proponent of some parts of it. Other parts, I agree 110%. Everything Al Gore said didn't come to pass, but I think he was on the right path. I mentioned that to people. I said, well, with the climate changing, major cities are at their hottest that they've ever been. And then I heard people talk about planting more trees and all that, cooling off cities. But the one thing somebody brought up, and I'd be interested to hear what you say about it. Can man ever beat nature? Can they ever win? I don't think there was anything we could have done to be ready for that rain.
I disagree, but let me say this. Mother Nature, I completely agree with you, Dr. Ken. Undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. You're not beating Mother Nature. But there are ways, there's approaches that we can take. Because here's the thing. Broader climate trends are reminding us that we face in our community systemic challenges that are not ready for these one-off disasters. 14 inches of rain in a day, no. We can't necessarily defeat that, but we need to do more about supporting our green infrastructure and demanding federal aid.
But what does that mean, green infrastructure? What does that look like?
Oh, man, that's a whole...
Right, that's a whole other show.
That's a whole nother show. But here's the thing. Green infrastructure... It has a lot. Okay, so you want me to go there? I'll start at a very macro level.
Give me like a minute's worth before we go to break.
Okay, this is going to ruffle some feathers. The amount of cars, like people who drive solo. Every time you drive your car, and I can literally hear the eyes rolling from a lot of listeners and viewers, but I'm just answering Dr. Ken's question regarding how do we support green infrastructure. And before I say this, also, Dr. Ken, it's one thing to do it willingly. It's another to where you're forced to do it. And what I mean by that is, again, it could be, okay, I'm going to drive to work, or I'm going to use only this amount of fuel every day. Making sure that elected officials, which impacts our community, washed out streets, sinkholes, payments that collapse. This is all impacted by flooding, but when you already have infrastructure that is there, that helps it. Our sewer and stormwater systems. All those backups that you saw in the basements and the businesses that was all part of infrastructure, lack thereof. Power. There's electric substations and water treatment plants that, again, there are huge facilities that treat water, but they're at risk because of all this other focus about things that have nothing to do with our green infrastructure. Yes, it's important to focus on economic infrastructure. It's important to focus on cultural infrastructure. Please understand, I'm not discounting that. But there's also green infrastructure, and we have to hold ourselves and our elected officials accountable for that. That's what it is. But that's a whole nother talk show.
All right. And we're going to have to plan that so we can go back and forth. So that'd be great. You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. We have Denise. I got to come up with a new name now because we live. The ubiquitous, magnanimous. Ooh, fantastic.
I'm public school. So you ain't even got to put all them syllables. You can just put she dope. She's smart, but look, I am not intellectual like Dr. Ken. I am public school, Evansville, Indiana.
Now she say that, and it's almost like a backhanded smack when she say that. Well, he's an intellectual, so you can just
he is.
Cause dude ain't hood at all. He don't know what's going on.
No, those are your words. Yep. So, Dr. Ken, I keep telling you, there's various forms of intelligence. You are intellectually kind of redundant, intelligent. I'm more so emotionally intelligent. Like, I notice people. Are
you saying that I'm not emotionally intelligent?
You are not. That is a fact. You are not emotional at all. No. See, look, I got it. Thank you. Thank you, whoever dinged me. Thank you, brother. You are not emotionally intelligent.
See you later.
Listen, y'all, when we come back from break, in all seriousness, and I can't wait for Dr. Ken's input.
Oh, my God.
We are going to discuss.
Oh,
no. We're talking about this today, y'all. Because every time I bring it up, Dr. Ken, but we're going to bring it. We're going to put it in the front of the show, and definitely want to hear from our valued listeners.
What's that?
We're going to get into one of the most important traits in today's world that has been the fall for a number of people who we admire and even elect, and that is sexual discipline. We're going to talk about it. Now, listen, y'all, if you have teenage children, nieces, nephews, cousins, say, come on. Say, put your phone down and come on and listen to or watch DT and Dr. Ken, because we're about to get into it, y'all. Sexual discipline. Why it is such an important trait in today's world. Shannon Sharp, LaToya Cantrell, mayor of New Orleans.
You got a list,
we're going to get into it.
You got a list, too?
I got a whole list of people.
You did hear about that over the weekend, right?
Yeah. Sexual discipline.
Child.
All right, this conversation is not going to be, but this is what we call unfiltering the truth. So tell your teenagers, come on, look, gather around, kids. We're about to get real. Stay locked in. You are listening to The Truth Unfiltered with your girl DT and the intellectual, emotionally unintelligent Dr. Ken.
Can we turn her off, please? Thank you.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tracy, going back to the process and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource. What does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
If better sleep has been hard to come by, you're not alone, and the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhafels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhafels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't do just anywhere. Right now, Steinhafels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. Head to steinhafels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhafels. Better sleep starts now.
This summer, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HDTVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We're doing this one for all the ladies. H-Town boys.
Oh, yeah.
Kicking it with my
You
boy
are
Luke.
listening
For the 9-3, you know what I'm
Truth
saying? Because we will be knocking the boots.
This is your girl, DT. We coming in strong with the Quiet Storm music. Dr. Ken, do you remember that song back in the 90s?
You know what I'm
Knocking the
saying.
boots.
Hey, yo.
You remember?
You
Dr.
expect
Ken?
me to answer that question when you know we're about to talk about sexual discipline?
That's right.
Are you kidding? You got to be kidding. No, I'm not answering that question.
Do you remember the song? It's a yes or a no.
I have no recall of that song. I know no idea what you're talking about.
No, he didn't break out the legal term. I can either confirm or deny. That's
As I
Dr.
said,
Ken for you.
as
All
I
right,
can say,
y'all.
I might be stupid, but I'm not a fool.
I'm actually going to use that. I like that. Now, here's the deal. In the course of the past year and a half, we've seen, I'm not even, you know what? That's the truth unfiltered. Let's keep it real. We've had a lot of notable leaders in our community. We've had a lot of notable celebrities. We've had a lot of notable professional athletes fall from grace. And we've witnessed it due to lack of sexual discipline. What is sexual discipline, DT? I'm so glad you asked. Sexual discipline, which, my opinion, is the most required trait, especially in today's world, especially if you're a public figure. It is the practice of controlling one's sexual behavior in a responsible and healthy way. People, and especially men, who practice sexual discipline are often able to gain a greater sense of self-awareness, self-control, and emotional well-being. Now, Dr. Ken, as a man, my first question is this. When should fathers, parents, father figures, whoever, influencers, start having conversations? Not because my thing is, put the whole birds and the bees conversation to the wayside. Because these kids now, they can get any and every information, detail, picture, photo, video of sexual intercourse at any given time just by going on their phones. But I love you too, and I miss you too, Dee Dee. My question is, based on what we're seeing, we are seeing notable leaders have their careers, everything they've worked hard for their entire trajectory, gone in an instant, like a blink of an eye, because they just couldn't be sexually disciplined. So, Dr. Ken, when should we start introducing sexual discipline to younger people?
I think,
or should we?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I think part of the issue, and I know everybody's gonna roll their eyes. Most people are gonna say stuff and then not admit that that's how they feel, but they just won't say it publicly. Children need to wait till they get married to have sex. That's the norm.
Lord, here we go.
Listen to yourself. But if they're not, they need to be given all the accoutrements that are needed to not have children when they don't want them, to not get diseases and all that. Now, that's not in line with most people's families who go to church or mosque or whatever. That's understood. But at some point, we've lost, at least when people followed that or tried to follow it, you had some semblance of what you called, Denise, which is why it's such a powerful statement, sexual discipline. Now, your 4-year-old could be on the internet and come across God knows what. There are no filters at all. There's no buffer. No matter what your parent tells you, you can find something worse on the internet. So I think the way that you do it is by interceding in your children's viewing of the internet and streaming as early as possible. Control it. Put controls on it. The problem is they can get it anywhere. Phone, tablet,
exactly,
school, friends, everywhere. So when I'm going to tell you what my mother told me about my children. If you're old enough to notice it, if you're old enough to ask, you're old enough to tell them. So if your child at 4 starts wondering about certain things, there's a very minimum, basic, childlike way you can explain what parts are. As they get older and feel a certain way, or puberty starts to come, tell them before it happens, this is what's going to happen.
See, now you're talking. Now,
these are the things that are going
we're merging onto the same lane.
How will you know about puberty? Because you're going to need deodorant under your arm. Like we think about it, but we don't think about it, right? Well, how do you know puberty's coming? Because that's one of the first things that changes. Before you show anything, you're going to go, whoa, you been outside playing? You need to go take a shower. That's
okay, but see,
puberty.
Dr. Ken, you're going to get mad at me. You're going to get mad at me. I'm sorry.
I'm not. I'm always mad at you, so that's different. That's different.
You're going to be madder. Your approach is a little archaic.
Well, first of all, you can't say that because it's my approach. And your approach is your approach.
Look, y'all, he getting
That's
bad.
what I'm saying. No, I'm not. No, I'm seriously, I'm not. And so what happens is we forget that all of the approaches are needed because everybody's different. And when
everybody's different,
and we throw one out, we're gonna lose somebody, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I didn't know." So I don't think we should throw them out. I think we should be more inclusive about how we explain it. That is a viable option. Just like contraception is a viable option, but people just don't take it because they decided that for whatever reason they don't want to. But archaic kept us stable.
For that, I do agree. So let me say it differently. I think in addition to your archaic approach. I'm sorry. Your traditional approach.
I'm going home at 7:30. What time is it? 7:30? Yes. I'm leaving because she hurt my feelings.
It's 6:30 where you are. I'm like, where are you
I don't
located?
have any
Are y'all on
emotional
Eastern time now?
I don't
So
have any
here's the
emotional
thing.
intelligence.
Sexual discipline is an extension of sexual engagement.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not saying that whether you should have sex or not. Like, it's not about saying don't have sex until you're married.
It's about decision
That's
making.
sexual.
Right.
See, it's about the choices. The discipline is an extension of self-control and self-respect because for me, for me, I wish my parents would have had the conversation with me about sexual discipline. Because my parents would connect discipline to like my goals and, things that I dreamed about. But the sexual discipline, it wasn't a part of that discipline because, hey, Denise, you want to be a leader or you want to be this, the choices that you make now are going to pretty much determine the rest of your life. That was it. Sexual discipline is where you really have to get into the boundaries, the impact, how it could completely just, not even just your reputation, because
it'll
it was
alter
like, well, you don't want to
your future.
There we go. It was always, well, you don't want to be that fast girl, or you don't want to be that girl that, got sent away because you got pregnant as a teenager or unwed. That's good, but here's the thing. Notable leaders like Shannon Sharp, and when I say leadership, I mean from an influence standpoint. I mean, whether you like him or not, that brother, his career skyrocketed from, as a podcast host. Whether
So wait, how do you describe his fall?
Dumb, lack of sexual discipline. Period. Like, here's the thing. Because, he responded and, he's basically one minute he says, I ain't got it, Ocho Cinco. I ain't got it. You know what I'm going through. And the next minute he's like, oh, I'm just fine. My money is still. Regardless, I don't care. Like, I do not ever want to give anyone $1 million, let alone $10 million.
Well, for that airplane.
$5,000.
For that airplane.
For that.
That's true. That's true.
Because at the end of the day, Shannon Sharp, and we've all heard this, Shannon Sharp did not get fired by ESPN. Shannon Sharp got fired by the same company that makes Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, The Lion King, and Beauty and the Beast. And that is what we call Disney. There's a difference, my brother.
And there's also a clause in your contract.
There you go. But here's the thing. We've got to normalize this struggle. And I'm using that word in the literal sense.
Well, what do you mean by struggle?
We're seeing we are struggling being able to say it ain't worth it. Like, you cute. You even making me feel a certain type of way. But 10 years in the game?
Right.
10
you
years,
should have had enough. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You should have been smart enough. Like politicians that get caught stealing when all of their friends got caught stealing. Like, where in your brain did you think you weren't going to get caught? That you could do the same thing. Yeah.
And, whether Shannon Sharp. Somebody says I have a question for DT on this topic.
I'm going to leave that.
Why is it that those figures that look like us messing with the snow are the ones falling while their counterparts such as Skip can get up the rankings? Okay. You know what? Great question. I'm going to say this because I'm somewhere where there's a lot of black folks convening right now. If y'all know, y'all know. I'll put it this way. It's the month of August, and I'm on an island. I'll leave it at that. And so a lot of great conversations take place.
Yes.
Here.
Very much so.
And the conversation that we had today is very related to what, is it Mao the elephant? How do you pronounce that correctly?
Mao the elephant.
M-A-U?
Yep.
Okay, yes.
Yep.
We have learned, especially over this past election year. And you know what, Mao the elephant? I'm just going to say it to you this way. And Milwaukee is a part of this. In 2003, a company by the name of Rockwell Automation offered me my first full-time employment with benefits. And I was living in Evansville, Indiana at the time. When they offered me that job, you would have thought that I got an offer from Goldman Sachs in Manhattan. I could not wait to move to Milwaukee. Big city to me, and I'm moving during the summertime. My father never worked in corporate America. He was always, he worked for corporations, but he was a blue-collar employee. He didn't wear suits and ties and sit at a desk. He was out there. He either worked in manufacturing, but he was always a blue-collar worker.
Right.
He looked at me right when I was about to literally drive to Milwaukee from Evansville, Indiana, to start my new chapter. He looked at me and he said, Denise, remember this. You can't do what they do. Ooh. I have said it, Dr. Ken, 20 trillion times on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, because every day we would get people say, well, what about this? And the white people, they could do. We cannot do, whether it's right or wrong. And we're going to get into the Uncle Nearest receivership update. We cannot do what they do, whether you like it or not.
And you can't do it the way that they do it.
And black people, especially black folks, every time you say, well, they get to do, listen, we are not new to racism. Okay, so just quit saying it. Well, what about when the white racism, it exists now, it will forever exist. There will never not be racism in this country. Never, ever, 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 ever. So quit, black folks, saying, well, Donald Trump got baby mamas and Donald Trump. He is a white man. And like my father told me almost 25 years ago, you cannot do, and again, Dr. Ken, no corporate experience.
Has any black parent not told their child that?
You know what I'm saying? Well, apparently a lot. Because my dad, Dad, so Denise, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
You can't do what they do. So if you want to go work in corporate America, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you got a job with benefits. I'm proud that you're going to be able to take care of your kids. I'm proud of you. But I'm just telling you right now, because I know how you are, Denise, you can't do what they do.
Yeah. Very true.
So I hope that answers your question, my brother.
Miles said,
we got to move on.
I have a brother that worked for Rockwell as an engineer and had similar experience with that company. And, yeah. Yep.
Ooh, let's read this quote or this comment. Ooh, for real sports, you got me over here blushing. I'm going to read it slow, too. Denise, God definitely took his time when he made your fine self. Yes, honey, I appreciate you. You are absolutely stunning, to say the least. Dr. Ken, let me read this. I see your face. Give me my moment. I see you rolling your eyes, Dr. Ken. You are most definitely an angel because you are every bit of heaven sent. I know that's right. Woo! For real sports got me over here fanning. Yes, brother. Look, ladies, y'all be talking about, I don't want a man to compliment me. Oh, I feel that's inappropriate. Compliment me. Okay, I'm old school for real sports. Thank you. You made my evening. He said God definitely took his time. Look at Dr. Ken Hayden rolling his eyes.
833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, I have a list of celebrities accused of sexual assault and harassment. Created 7 years ago.
Ken.
7 years ago. Created 7 years ago. And it's only got 48 people on it. Ridiculous.
So again, please, if you have younger people, millennials, young millennials, Gen Zers around you, tell them to pull a seat up, because we're going to keep getting into this sexual discipline struggle that, to me, is one of the most, if not the most important trait that you should have or adopt, especially in this world of social media. We'll be back.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear explanation.
expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
You are listening to The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You are listening to The Truth. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Ken.
I love it when we say the same thing and say the exact same thing at the same time. That's just greatness. That's just greatness. Ooh, I'm gonna let you
the
read
Butterscotch Barbie?
Yeah.
I did not get rid of Butterscotch Barbie. It is still here in my back pocket.
Oh. So anyway, so before the break, we were talking about sexual discipline and why is it such an important trait for people today. However, for those of you that are new or social media was something that was created when you grew up, let's go back to Woody Allen in 1977, who was doing the same ridiculous things, along with Donald Trump, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Dustin Hoffman. But you know what all of them have in common? Each of them was either an actor, a writer, producer, or a director. Media related. So Shannon has gotten in trouble. Has he? We don't know. It wasn't until he got into the media did all these things come to pass. So when you're playing football, or in Kobe Bryant's case, basketball, there seems to be a pass because you're generating millions while we're paying you millions. But if you get in front and represent the company that little children dream about, that when you about to end a great bout, tennis or whatever, and they ask you, where you going? I'm going to Disney. And you do that, you're done. You're done.
Dr. Ken, I got to tell you something funny real quick. You're going to love this. At the time, the lady who accused Shannon Sharpe of all the things, she was 19, right?
Right.
You ready for this? You're going to love this. So she didn't got her settlement, right? Of course, the attorneys, they got their cut first, and then let's just say out of the $10 million, let's say she got 5 or 6.
Man, she got about 7.5.
But check this out. Well, I was looking at Uncle Sam too. But check this out.
Oh, those aren't taxable.
Oh, they're not.
No, ma'am.
See, I don't. See,
Court
I've
settlements
never.
are not taxable. Insurance settlements, they're not taxable.
Are y'all ready for this, Dr. Ken? You gonna love this. It reminded me so much of Al Green when he got the grits poured on him, and he became Reverend Al Green the week later.
Yeah, but he didn't pay nobody.
This lady who got her settlement from Shannon Sharpe,
right,
deactivated her OnlyFans page and said publicly, "I have now become a devout Christian." I bet you have. How convenient. I bet you have. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Just like that. You think? Oh, now you want to be holy. Oh, now you got religion.
Well, no. I can buy it now.
Let me tell you this. Whatever her, if she's listening, that girl. Look, did you pay your tithes?
Of course
Watch
not.
This. Did you pay your 10%?
Of course, $700,000 to church.
That amazes me, though. She was like, I have deactivated my OnlyFans page
because I made all the money I can.
Come on now. I can say so many things, y'all, but that's for DT and Dr. Ken after dark. Okay, I can't say what I really want to say, but y'all can Y'all could figure it out. But yes, and Dr. Ken, your list of 48 celebrities, this is so interesting to me because, y'all, this is bad, y'all. This list that Dr. Ken sent, you know is bad. R. Kelly is on there twice.
R. Kelly's
He's
on
number
there twice.
11 and number 40.
Yep.
Twice?
Yep. Nelly. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Fellas, especially the fellas. And the only reason why I'm saying that, because don't get me wrong, I do not want to act like, because I just read an article, and that's a whole nother topic, regarding Sha'Carri Richardson. You know, she was arrested at the airport in Seattle for assaulting her, at the time, boyfriend. And they were saying that the majority of black men domestic violence cases are from women.
Correct.
And I thought it was the other way around. Let me say it differently.
Not at all.
Most domestic violence cases that are reported by black people, based on what they, report, are due to the woman assaulting the man. I was like, dang.
And so all of the women's groups, all of the public cry, the women's shelters and all that, as a police officer, we had to, mandatory arrest and all that stuff, but you had to call the DV hotline to report it so they could keep track of it. And I've had snide remarks to the point where I would call for the man, and the woman on the phone would ask me, well, what did he do to her? What do you mean, what did he do to her? He's the victim. Like, it is so ensconced, but people don't understand, and actually women against women because they're roommates. And so when you total it, it's a whole different story from what you read in the news and what you see in a trial in New York.
Sisters, we got to do better, y'all. We got to get some anger management.
Because now, if you think you can get away with it, because if you look at DT and you look at me and DT starts screaming and saying I punched her, well, I'm 6'2", and they look at you, what did he do to her? It's an automatic societal thing. So
I appreciate you bringing this up, Dr. Ken. And somebody asked, what's Neil deGrasse doing on that list? Sexual discipline, my brother. Silly girl.
Let me
lack of sexual discipline. Yeah, we'll give you the information here in 2 seconds.
Matter of fact, what I'll do is take the list and put it in the chat so they can see it for themselves.
Yeah, do that because, man, y'all, this list it brings some memories up. That I prefer
Stuff
to
I
not
forgot about.
replay. Exactly, that I prefer not to replay. But here's the thing. It sounds like, Dr. Ken, and thank you for sharing that, because it just seems like overall we have become a society that doesn't have discipline in any category.
No.
Like, we're just so quick to just react and respond. And I think a lot of it has to do with, again, social media has given us this impression of what I call the microwave mindset. There's no more slow cooking, y'all. Everybody wants it instantaneously. I call it the microwave mindset. You put it on social media and, people are like, well, how come I'm not going viral? Or how come I don't have all these likes? And it's like, what are you doing in terms of your long-term legacy?
So we have to go to break? So do you think, based on what you just said, do you think there's an addiction problem? Drugs, dopamine, all that. Do you think we've gone from every now and then you get a hit on social media to now we got likes to where I can't function unless there's something on social media that I put on every day that gets me going and keeps me moving? So I want that dopamine hit to be constant. But what's the outcome of that?
And see, that's where we have to talk about that more. So when we come back from break, let's dissect that, because for those that are listening, in terms of why do I need to be focusing more on healthy relationships and adopting not just, the rules that my parents said, but the choices that are going to pretty much determine the rest of my life. Yeah, let's talk about it, because that's exactly what sexual or any extension of discipline is about. It's about how do you want to be known, owning your control because it's your story, and then how are you going to feel when after 20,000 days or months of working to then have everything gone because she was fine or he was fine.
And the weird part is you made money up till then, but you'll never make any more after that.
Man. You are listening to The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken. When we come back, we're going to hear from you as well. Our Truth Talk and text line is 855-61. Is that the right one? Oh, Lord. Am I saying 6161620?
No.
Y'all, it's too many.
833-212.
Not that.
833-212-1017. You should see how they do me. They just being nice because you're here.
Okay, good.
All right.
I need nice.
833-212-1017 is the 1017 The Truth Talking text line.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
It's official. July 5th is Tory Lowe Day in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. I am humbled to receive this proclamation from the mayor's office and the county executive's office. To me, this day represents life and purpose and being driven by passion to serve and empower others. It's about being unselfish and answering the call to help those in need and living life with intention. Despite challenges and obstacles, I remain focused on creating real change in my community, county, and state. This recognition isn't about me. It's about the collective efforts of those who supported me along the way. It's about the resilience and determination that defines my journey. As we celebrate this day, I want to leave you with a challenge. What will you do to create positive change in your community? Will you get out and volunteer, mentor, or simply be a support to a friend? Whatever it is, I urge you to take action. Together we can build a brighter future, one that's filled with hope, opportunity, and empowerment. I am honored to serve, and I am grateful for this recognition. Let's continue to uplift and support one another, striving for a better tomorrow. So what does Tory Lowe Day mean to me? Let's make a difference together. Let's stay committed to our purpose and keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. I'm excited to see the impact we can make, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside such an amazing community. Now, my question is, what does Tory Lowe Day mean to you?
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, along with the real calm communication coach, Denise Thomas.
You don't know it.
They got some questions in the talking text line that I am not going to say on air, but there was one that is directed to you.
Where?
On the talking text line, not the YouTube chat.
Oh.
I ain't touching that.
Can you text me the username? Look, because I can't get in.
Wow. I'm not even asking the question on the air.
Well, just screenshot it then.
Okay, I'm a screenshot
and text it to me.
Because
listen, I told you, Dr. Ken, this is going to be an interesting topic because and this is what I love, Dr. Ken, because we started talking about sexual discipline, but Dr. Ken brought up some valid points. This is not even just sexual. This is discipline all the way around. And
driving,
we're get into this,
talking, social media,
all that,
food, overweight.
We have a lack of discipline. Now, if you have not already heard, the mayor of New Orleans.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you listen. I'm just like, okay. The mayor of New Orleans, Louisiana, and I know the NOLA folks out there like, that's not how you pronounce it. Stay focused, okay? I'm from the Midwest. Was indicted on federal charges. Here's what Dr. Ken and I know. The federal indictment alleges that Mayor LaToya Cantrell of New Orleans, who was the first She is now the first New Orleans mayor to ever be indicted.
Now, that's only because they got Mayor Nagin 3 years after he got out of jail for stuff he did in jail while he was in office.
Thank you for saying that. Now, Mayor Cantrell spent $70,000 of taxpayer dollars to support a romantic relationship with the person who was supposed to be her bodyguard.
But that's what bodyguards do. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
You know what? I'm thinking, did Kevin Costner and Whitney get busy? They sure did. They sure did. Now, I'm not going to HELL hockey. Okay. Now, as reported, Cantrell has become the first city mayor to be hit with federal charges, and it keeps every day just getting real. Now, U.S. Attorney Michael M. Simpson announced that Cantrell had been officially indicted on fraud and obstruction of justice charges, and this was just this past Friday, August 15th. But now, Cantrell's bodyguard, by the name of Jeffrey Paul Vappy II, has also been caught up in the federal case. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the two engaged in and I'm doing the air quotes. What did you call it earlier, Dr. Ken, that big intellectual word for air quotes? Mm-hmm. You used it on your show okay. They engaged in a, quote, air quote, intimate relationship that has been going on for at least, according to this report, 3 consecutive years. Now, Cantrell was reelected as New Orleans mayor in 2021. After that, the indictment alleged that she embarked, and I'm doing the quotes, y'all, on a scheme to defraud the city of New Orleans by exploiting her title as mayor and Vappy's job as bodyguard and former New Orleans Police Department officer for their own personal benefits. And they got pictures, Dr. Ken. You know when they got pictures. So here's the deal. They've obviously been investigating this for 3 years. And she's actually, her term ends in January. And she's not running for re-election. But, yeah, they were taking trips.
How could she get re-elected from federal prison?
Well, I'm just saying, with or without the indictment. See, y'all. Now, according to the indictment, they allegedly arranged 14 domestic and international trips to maximize their time together and were more than aware of their conduct breaking criminal laws. And so together, they went around the world, they went around the country, and totaled $70,000 to fund their alleged romantic relationship. That's what we call lack of sexual discipline.
Well, we're going to be disciplined and take a break. But, every now and then, you know what we're going to be doing. Anyway, you're listening to The Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. This is in favor of the New Orleans.
Is it 10 o'clock yet?
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Denise Thomas is here. We'll be right back.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, we find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with our credit specialists and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Truth Nation, it's time for a special edition of Truth Unfiltered with Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas.
So, I mean, like, what happens when you enter the barber? Do they like, okay, everybody, get out. Dr. Ken's in the building. Or everybody, don't talk. Kids, shut up.
You ever been in a black barbershop where it's like structured chaos?
And this show is strictly for the Truth fans. Watch and connect with us on the Truth YouTube channel.
You know what? The YouTube chat line, y'all be in a world by yourself. Y'all supposed to be listening to the show.
Or join the conversation as Truth Unfiltered is opening the Truth Talk and Text line for you.
833-212-1017. You can stream us live on YouTube and Twitter. Have you ever experienced a situation, if more than once, where you were passed up for a promotion, and when you inquired why you were passed over for the promotion, you were told, Dr. Ken, just be patient?
It was the grading in the promotion process where, and let me give you a very specific example because I had a person that was on the committee in the room.
Truth Unfiltered starts now on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here's DT and Dr. Ken.
Hour number 2. As you heard, this is a special edition of Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris, who you listen to every weekday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I am so excited to be back live with Dr. Ken. We usually broadcast live on TMJ every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But because we love y'all so much, we was like, let's take it back to the Truth live.
Denise
so here
was
we are.
like, you better be here on Monday night. Don't make me come up there. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Why do you make me see? Now we just talked about domestic violence, and you make me.
You said I didn't have emotional intelligence, so I'm just not gonna have no emotional intelligence.
You don't, Dr. Ken. It's okay.
I do.
You're a genius. You can't have everything.
I do have emotional intelligence. Look. I do.
And I quote. Dr. Ken, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. Dr. Ken's response repeatedly year after year.
I don't have any feelings.
I don't have any feelings. So again, anyway, y'all, we talking about sexual discipline, but we're also talking about discipline in our community in general because
it's out of control.
And I'm going to tell a story that I've never told before. Because I don't throw.
Put your finger on the dump button, y'all. Y'all be ready. y'all be ready because she finna tell a story.
I don't throw stones from a glass house, okay?
Well, you throw them at American Airlines, so I'm just saying.
Why? See, that's a trigger. Why? Don't even say I'm like Eddie Murphy in life. Don't even say watch. Say little clock. Because when you say American Airlines, I just.
I knew it. Ooh. She just lost it. Oh. Okay. Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't even want to tell the story no more. Y'all didn't. Dr. Ken made me. Anyway.
Would you please tell the story, Denise? We would love to hear your story. I'm sure.
And I've never shared this story.
Okay.
So, Dr. Ken, Truth Nation, here we go. Because, again, we're talking about not just sexual discipline, but discipline. Let me tell you why. And actually, Dr. Ken has a role in this story. I'm making him nervous now. All right, here we go. In 2021, through the first probably 3 or 4 months of 2023, I got real comfortable, y'all, because of this thing called DE&I. A lot of companies were targeting, and I mean like in a good way, black-owned businesses because they associated DE&I with checking a box, which we all now know, and regretfully, I didn't at the time, that D&I has never been, and will never be about us. And I remember, I'm walking into work with some chinchilla furs on and pull up in my Ferrari. I mean, it wasn't that, but you get my drift. And Dr. Ken told me, this is a phase, I promise you. And I'm like, oh, Dr. Ken, be quiet. You know what you're talking about, D&I.
You old. You don't know what you're talking about.
You old. You don't know what you're talking about. And y'all, the money was coming in. Okay? Now, I have never, and I have no problem saying this, because it's time that we start talking the truth and quit. Black people, we are some secret having people. Shh. You didn't see that happen. Don't tell nobody. Oh, we don't talk about that. Oh, that's baby, we don't talk about that. Okay, we just keep. That's the problem now. So I'm just going to be transparent. So the problem is, it's never about making money. The discipline comes into how you invest, save, and utilize the money. And so I'm making all this money, y'all. And don't ask me how much, because the feds is always watching. And I'm making all this money, and because of the lack of discipline that I had, the remaining part of 2023 up until today, let's just say the money has shifted. Now, I'm not going to complain and act like, I don't make good money. I do. But if I would have had some discipline and listened to Dr. Ken and just had some discipline, some financial discipline, not literacy, because when you know better, you do better. And I knew better.
Right.
If I would have had the discipline, Dr. Ken, even when the attack on black women, which it has been, over 318,000 black women have either quit their jobs or been fired from their jobs. And I mean in very highly business roles too, business critical roles. If I would have had financial discipline, even in the midst of all of this, I would have been in a much better position. And I share that story because we have to, as a community, it can't always be racism. I'm not discounting the impact. I want to be clear.
Say that again.
But there are some things, it can't always be racism. Because just like the Bible says, when you know better, you do better. And a lot of us, we know how to make money. We've got great products. We've got great services as entrepreneurs, or even, and we're going to get into Fawn Weaver here in a second, or even our employment. Like, we may work for an employer, but we get a lot of money. That's never the problem. It's always, we want to be flashy. We want to spin. We want to be loud. Because your girl DT, if you go to my Instagram, which is at REALCOMM coach, Realcom coach. If you go to my Instagram and you scroll to like 2021 through like 2023, you're going to see your girl in designer clothes. And, I'm living it up because I had no discipline. You look at my Instagram, like, I look nice, but you best believe, DT, when I go into the stores now, I'm going all the way in the back. Where's the clearance rack? I go to consignment stores. Y'all, for real, I'm serious. We as a community, yes, we are impacted by systemic racism every day. But guess what? We know it exists. This ain't chess, y'all. This ain't checkers. This is chess. We got to move accordingly. And a lot of what we're doing, because somebody, Ma the Elephant, he was like, what about Skip Bayless? Skip Bayless is a white man. Donald Trump, President Trump, got 3 baby mamas, a wife who doesn't even live with him. He's in the Epstein Files report, and he is still he is operating today as the elected. You can't be mad at him. He was elected 47th president of the United States of America. And he's doing just fine. We can't do what everybody, and I'm saying everybody, you know what I mean. Yep. We can't do what they do, y'all. We can't. And it is time for us to sit down and have some conversations about discipline, whether it's financial, sexual, social media, all these elements of discipline. Because if not, our legacy, y'all heard about the King file, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s FBI files that were released?
But we already knew that.
I know we already knew, but I'm saying, like,
but you
all
didn't
these
have
things
verification of it.
There you go.
Till then, yeah.
And so, as much as we want to tell our children what to do, give them structure, give them rules, if you are not talking about self-discipline, because the discipline that we administer as parents, that's reactive. We got to get back to being I don't want to say get back. We got to be proactive and talk to our kids now about discipline, the choices that you make, restraining those 30-second decisions that will change your life forever.
30 seconds for 30 years.
Come on, man. That's all I'm saying. And so I had to share that with y'all because I don't sit here acting like I'm number one perfect, number two I'm not throwing stones from a glass house. But now that I know better, and because I didn't listen to Dr. Ken, and now that I've been impacted, see, now I got to do better because I ain't got no choice. Let me say it differently. Now I got to do better because I didn't make the right choice.
But that's how we grow. That's how we're able to pass on that information, that struggle to other people so they don't make that struggle. I understand that life is full of struggles. My thing is making sure that your struggle is not as intense as mine, that it's less, so you can make it over easily. I think some parents have made the mistake of removing all your struggles, and so one thing hits, like a COVID, and you just completely shut down and fall apart, and the resilience is gone. What I was happy to see is that African-American youth that were in college, I believe, did significantly better than their white counterparts based on the fact of how they're raised, the struggles they've seen and have gone through, and were just resilient enough to make it through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, Dr. Ken? I applaud you for saying that because at the end of the day, older generations, including Gen Xers, which is the generation that I guess technically I would be classified as, we did not do a good job of having those real conversations regarding discipline. And as much as you get so much smoke and heat from younger generations, I get that sometimes our delivery as older people, it doesn't resonate or it's not relatable. So then that means we got to switch it up because the old Japanese proverb that I love, one of them is, a student who has not learned has a teacher who has not taught.
Ooh.
And so we got to take a step back and reevaluate how we are conditioning our children in a world, in a society where everything is instant.
Well, we've conditioned our kids that we took it from our parents and grandparents, but why aren't they able to take it from us? Because they weren't conditioned to be able to take it, and that is a fault.
Because when you have mayors,
well, he got Detroit now. Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick.
I mean, we're not new to this, but I'm just saying, like,
again.
Speaking of financial discipline, if you have not already heard, Black-owned Uncle Nearest whiskey brand has been placed under a receivership. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew what a receivership was before this article was released or this headline was released.
Mm-hmm.
But according to the New York Times, a federal judge in Tennessee ruled in favor of one of Uncle Nearest's lenders in a lawsuit which was filed by Farm Credit Mid-America. And this is the bank that issued the $108 million loan across 3 separate loans. So the total amount was $108 million to Uncle Nearest, who has been charged with defaulting by the bank on the loan and has now been put under receivership. And so the judge basically told Uncle Nearest, and aka Fawn Weaver, and her husband Keith Weaver, who founded the brand in 2017, as well as the Farm Credit Mid-America Bank, that y'all got until August 20th, which is what, Dr. Ken, Wednesday?
Yep.
Y'all got until Wednesday to figure out who you want to be the receivership.
Right.
And that basically means that as of August 20th, every time you buy Uncle Nearest, that's not going straight to the Weavers. Now, what's interesting in terms of discipline, actually, you know what? Do we still have the Fawn Weaver response? Because she just posted on Instagram a response to this lawsuit. Do we have that queued up? Okay, great. So check this out, Truth Nation and Dr. Ken. Listen to Fawn Weaver. She is, along with her husband, Keith Weaver, she is the founder and CEO of Uncle Nearest. And they were sued by their lender, Farm Credit Mid-America, claiming in the lawsuit that Uncle Nearest had defaulted on $108 million in loans, which did not include interest. Also, they were accused of inflating their assets. So apparently their CFO, who they fired, who was not one of us, inflated their assets by $20 million. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But again, listen to this soundbite from Fawn Weaver. She just posted this, although, and she's going to tell you she's under a gag order right now. This is what she said to us on her Instagram account just yesterday.
Enemy meant for evil, God meant for good. Y'all know I'm under a gag order because so many have reported
so
it.
we're waiting that to queue up. Please know that Uncle Nearest is the first African-American whiskey brand. And the name Nearest came from Nathan Nearest Green, who basically is known for creating the formula for Jack Daniel's whiskey. Are we ready to hear from Fawn yet? Okay, no problem. And so here's the thing. Once we hear from Fawn Weaver, and she's going to respond on her Instagram, we're going to hear from her Instagram account. Dr. Ken, this is what I find interesting. I would love to hear your input. A lot of people, especially us, were saying this is systemic racism. White businesses go under all the time, and then they get refinanced. Number one, like my dad Elijah said, you can't do what they do. Number two, allegedly, the Weavers purchased a home on Martha's Vineyard for $2.2 million that they did not factor in.
I was about to text you that.
Yeah. So I get it. I was like, Dr. Ken, I understand. Yeah, so
they just had a party, but
we're going to talk about discipline. And the party that you're referring to, I attended that party.
We're good.
And I'm not saying that like, I'm just saying it because just observing. So am I going to talk about it? Absolutely not. But I was there. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm not going to talk about it, because if the owners and founders are on a gag order, and I'm actually here now, like, I'm not stupid.
I do not want to end up on somebody's subpoena.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Did you get it yet? You get it? Okay.
Okay, here we go. This is, again, Fawn Weaver, co-founder of Uncle Nearest.
Y'all know I'm under a gag order because so many have reported it. But here's what I know I can say. 2 points, and make sure to share this since lies tend to spread faster than the truth. Number one, keep clearing the shelves. Every bottle you move tells our distributors and partners the same thing. We've built one of the strongest and most resilient brands in American history. Number two, don't believe the fake news. Some reports claim I no longer own Uncle Nearest, that I'm not running it. Let me be clear. I built this company, I own this company, I run this company. And my leadership team, who have all been with me for 6 to 8 years, are right here building alongside me. Our team remains unshaken and unmoved. If that ever changes, you'll hear it directly from me, and I know you will respond accordingly. All major challenges are inevitable in ownership. That's why so many tap out. And my number one piece of advice to would-be entrepreneurs is, if you are of the quitting kind, don't start, because entrepreneurialism will give you 100 reasons a day to quit. But strong leadership doesn't panic. It keeps a steady hand and moves forward. From the start, I've shared the ups and downs of building Uncle Nearest. That transparency is a part of my calling. That is what built one of the strongest brand communities in American history. That's why they call me the People CEO. Because I don't just show the gloss, I show the grind, the grit, the gunk. All right, we got those 2 points out of the way. Let's get to the fun part. What y'all are doing across the country. In a year where spirits are down, we're moving in the opposite direction, and we have been for the past year. Illinois, y'all are up 216% this month, 21% year to date. South Dakota, you are up 107%. Florida, 92% this month, 24% year to date. South Carolina, you are up 53% year to date and 48% this month. Texas, you are your own country, and your country is up 44% this month, 34% year to date. Nevada, you're up 38%. New Mexico, you are up 32% this month and 22% year to date. Georgia, you are up 53% year to date, 31% this month. Maryland, you are up 49% for the year and 30% this month.
She definitely wants people to understand. So if you're just tuning in, that was Fawn Weaver, the co-founder and CEO and owner of the very, very successful Uncle Nearest whiskey brand. I mean, that brand has blew up rapidly over the past, I'd say, 4 or 5 years. And, you know, as a black woman and as a black entrepreneur, I have the utmost respect for Fawn Weaver. I have the utmost appreciation and respect for what she has done in an industry that has been dominant. I won't even say predominantly. I'll say dominantly white male for centuries, for decades. And, you know, even once Prohibition took place, I mean, they still were making money. And after Prohibition. So I applaud Fawn Weaver for what she's done. This is a definitely messed up situation. And discipline, Dr. Ken, we were about to talk about this. I want to hear your thoughts. Now, part of this lawsuit, part of this investigation includes the company misusing loans to purchase a $2 million estate in Martha's Vineyard and use barrels of whiskey as collateral for the loan and then sold the barrels to pay off outstanding loans from other lenders. Well, so that's why the order gave the receivership to safeguard these assets.
Remember, they look at everything in receivership. So what happened is when they released the information, media started tying things together that shouldn't necessarily be tied together. Bottom line is they had 3 structured loans. They got one, then it looked like they were going to get better. They got another one, and then another one. And when they wanted to make the payments weren't getting made. So going on an assumption, they checked with CFO. CFO wasn't doing their job. CFO is no longer there. But receivership is not oh my God, it's terrible, it's bad. It's not bankruptcy. It's the judge saying, you've got these loans. We're going to send somebody in to stabilize the business, reorganize, and you can keep going.
Now, reportedly, Dr. Ken, what I found very interesting is there were representatives from the bank,
correct,
Farm Credit Mid-America, that stayed on the $2 million estate in Martha's Vineyard.
Correct.
And so I'm like, that's not a good look either. Y'all literally came to the house
and
stayed and partied.
So why is it okay? Watch this. Doing stuff that other people do that you can't do. Why is it that when other people use their business to buy a house and own it, we can't?
You already know the answer. What did my daddy tell you?
Like corporations own apartments, condos, and people come move in. Executives use them. People come from out of town and use it. Why is that okay? And you and I both know there are a number of people that stay in Martha's Vineyard, and them houses are not owned by individuals.
Absolutely.
So what we doing? Uncle Nearest can't own a house? And watch this. If their house was only $2 million, that's a cheap house. I'm just saying.
I was thinking the same thing when I was like 2.2.
In a vineyard? Child, come on.
I'm like, come on. That's not, let me
oh yeah, we have a house that sleeps, 4. We got to drive.
$2.2 million on Martha's Vineyard. You'll be lucky if you get a bedroom, let alone 4. Yeah. I mean, you got houses now in Midwest suburbs, like in Waukesha.
You mean Mequon, the richest suburb in Wisconsin?
Like that are starting at like 6.8 million. So come on, 2.2. But anyway,
she got
discipline,
a shack.
y'all. What'd you say?
She got a shack.
That ain't what
I know.
So yes, I mean, I posted on my social media, so I'm not like, I do believe that if it were me, I would have rescheduled. I would have postponed that party. That's just me, though.
Yeah, that was
because the optics.
Because you had to have had you had to have had a summons, and you knew you was going to court.
Yeah.
And then the people that took you to court was at the party with you. Like what? What we doing?
And she said that God told her to be loud and to speak out. And I mean, I disagree with that decision. That's not my business. So I'm just saying, if it had been me, I would have been like, yeah, we're going to postpone this. But we're just not going to have it.
Yep.
And I am confident, Dr. Ken, that regardless if I would have had it or not, I would have slept. Regardless of me having it or not, or canceling, postponing, I would have slept good that night. I wouldn't have cared about. Because at some point, you got to just also, I appreciate her being the people's CEO. Because she has inspired, including me, so many black female entrepreneurs. Black entrepreneurs, period. I mean, she's on the cover of Forbes. But it ain't always about the people. They don't have to be involved in everything. And so for that, I would have, with all due respect to Fawn Weaver, because again, I love her. I love her and what she's done. And I am confident. Dr. Ken, how do you feel? I feel like she'll come back.
Yeah, she'll be back. They're not going anywhere. This is a reorganization. We've reorganized billion-dollar companies. She's worth $108 million. They'll be fine.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that one of the things that I've learned as somebody who traditionally has been very extroverted and was codependent and sought validation from others for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now, I move in silence. I really do.
That's right.
Like a lot of people think they know. You have no idea what I got going on in the lab. And that's on purpose. And for a lot of us, the more money we make, Biggie Smalls told us, rest in peace, Notorious B.I.G., more money, more problems. So the more money that you're making, that's where the financial discipline kicks in. That's where the sexual discipline kicks in. Because if you notice, everybody on that list that you shared, Dr. Ken, was famous, had money.
Yep.
And probably, if not 80% of those people, I'll say 50, came from very humble beginnings. They were not born with silver spoons in their mouth. This is why discipline is so important. I mean, I have been so disciplined. I'm so proud of myself, Dr. Ken. I've been sexually disciplined. I've been financially disciplined. And I'm just giving myself a pat on the back because the Bible says sometimes you got to encourage yourself. And I'm just like, y'all, get on board. And I told my son, who you mentor, I was like, Darren, it's not even about bringing any grandkids in my house. That's what you used to always say. It's about knowing that moment where you impregnate her, if you don't truly love her or see yourself spend the rest of your life with her in any shape, form, or fashion, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, along with the ubiquitous, she everywhere, Denise Thomas. We'll be right back.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, Truth fam. This is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. We all yeah.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Denise Thomas, 833-212-1017. Legend Killer said, I hate to hear that about Uncle Nearest, but they can bounce back and satisfy receivership. They just got to get on the grind. Really what it is a restructuring. They're going to go in, restructure, see what you own, what do we have to sell, what do we need to give away, what do we need, and pay back the loan. Like, the loan, watch this. The bank don't want their money back. They want payments on the loan so they can get the money and the interest.
There you go. That's what banks are in the business for, interest.
Now, what they have to be careful of is somebody coming in and saying, hey, I'm a white knight, I'm going to come save you, buy your company. Absolutely not. We went the way of BET. We see too many black entities which I understand the whole point is, in some instances, to build up your business so you can sell it and make money. But we're giving away culture now. There you go. And BET has never been the same. Never been the same.
Ever.
Yep.
Ever. I actually feel bad for the younger generation in the sense of they didn't see the BET that we got, Dr. Ken. Donnie Simpson, Video Soul, Ed Gordon, BET. Oh, come on now. What? BET was BET.
Yep.
In every aspect, health, lifestyle, news, all that. Now, yeah, anywho.
And if you didn't hear about it on BET, it didn't happen. BET was the precursor to 1017 The Truth.
Yes. Bobby Jones Gospel. Sunday mornings before church.
Come
on now.
Come on now. We'll be late for church trying to watch Bobby Jones.
What's it called? Sunday Gospel or something? I can't remember, but it was another show that came right after Bobby Jones Gospel. And look, the BET Awards had Bobby Jones sitting in the 8th row. I was like, if y'all don't put him in the front come on now.
Yep.
That's a legend. But yes, discipline, and there were some aspects of discipline that I think should have been administered by the Weavers. In terms of you don't have to respond to everything. You ain't got to go on social media.
No.
You're the people's CEO. I love that brand. I love the fact that you take awareness and responsibility regarding people who are admiring and watching you from a distance. But everything ain't for everybody. Again, if it were me, I would have postponed or canceled the brunch.
The party, yeah.
I would have not responded on social media because whether I respond or not, people are going to talk.
Yep, that is true.
I owe no one anything but my great whiskey. That's how I would have felt. And I think that's also something to your point, that when you are disciplined and focused, you are always playing chess. You're never playing checkers. You're not in the moment. You are always navigating the next move based on strategy. And you take, to your point, Dr. Ken, you take those I wish I knew stories that I just shared about lessons that I learned too late, even though I knew better.
Yep.
Like, I wish someone would have told me discipline is not about restriction. It is about freedom to stay focused and achieve what matters the most. I think I'm going to say that one more again. I wish someone would have told me that discipline is not about restriction, because a lot of us associate discipline with not being able to do something, and it's not. It's about actually freedom, because a lot of these people that are on that list are still incarcerated.
Yes, they are.
Those 48, and see, that's not freedom. A lot of the people on that list, they may not necessarily be incarcerated, but they don't have the freedom to leave their homes.
That is true.
You know, discipline, a lot of these people that are on that list are people that we've talked about today. When you are an elected official, even after your term is up and you step down and you want to be able to leverage that position for continuing your legacy. What's my brother's name? Former mayor of Atlanta, former UN ambassador, Andrew Young.
Andrew Young, yep.
See, he gets it. Because even after he was the elected mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, even after serving his country as the UN, United Nations ambassador, he could go into any room, any place, anywhere, with any population demographic and receive a standing ovation. That's a fact. Anywhere in the world. And so it really boils down to discipline and framing it as power and freedom versus how we have traditionally framed discipline as control and restriction. That's all I'm saying, Dr. Ken.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
That's how I feel. I wish I would have had better discipline, but I got it now.
Gareth said it's Sunday best.
Thank you.
Sunday's
yes, Sunday best.
Yep, Sunday's
Man,
best.
that's all you got me after all I said. That's what you took from playing. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
You're so mean.
No, I'm just real. And if anybody thinks that I'm mean, I apologize. That's not my intention. I'm just real.
We know. And so one of the things we should be aware of is that in these times we can't lose hope either. We can't lose, oh my God, there's another one that they tearing down. Stop listening to what people are telling you, like, it's the white man coming after them. I'm sure there's some things that they should have done that they didn't do that now they're doing.
Yes.
Everybody.
That had nothing to do with systemic racism.
Right. What was it? My pastor told me something a long time ago. He said, everybody has a right to be wrong. But if you're wrong, you got to give them a chance to fix it. You can't keep complaining they're wrong and not give them a chance to make it right. Because now you on the other side being wrong. Let people fix it. Give her the time. Give her and her husband the time to fix it.
Yes. And in the meantime, as Fawn Weaver advised on her post, keep buying Uncle Nearest. She is still the owner. She is still the CEO. Keep purchasing Uncle Nearest. And I'm going to tell you right now, that Uncle Nearest, for those that are 21 and over, fire! It is so good, Dr. Ken. It's so good.
I don't
it's
drink,
such a great mixer.
Yeah, I don't drink hard liquor, so.
You don't?
No, ma'am. Never have.
Are you like you prefer spirit? I mean, you don't drink spirits. You prefer wine?
Yes.
Or beer?
Yes.
Okay.
About twice a year.
So you're like super-duper recreational.
Yes. I wouldn't even call it recreational.
I wouldn't either. I was just trying to be funny.
Thanks. You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, there's a poll that finds there's a decline in the belief that Black and Asian people face racial discrimination. We'll see.
Houseway.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry. This is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's giving me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
You are listening to The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Roll them bows. Drop bows, drop bows on the throw them.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. It's raining outside, y'all. 72 degrees. Winds are from the south at about 8 miles an hour. So if you're out there, make sure you're careful. Humidity's at 95%, so it's wet. It's wet.
It is indeed. I'm telling y'all, we got to start having these conversations about green infrastructure.
So people don't think we face discrimination. Like, people actually believe that, like, slightly less than half the U.S. adults, this is from ABC News, that black people face a great deal or quite a bit of discrimination. That's a little less than half of the U.S. adults. That's according to a new poll. There's a decline from the solid majority of 60% who thought black Americans face high levels of discrimination in spring 2021, which is after the George Floyd killing. Significant numbers of Americans also think diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, also known as DEI, are backfiring against the group they're intended to help. That's according to the survey, which is actually true. And I
was going to say, now I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. Amen.
But here's what I want to ask you about, Denise. The findings suggest Americans' views on racial discrimination have shifted significantly since 4 years ago. And you talked about it when many companies launch efforts to promote diversity within their workforces and the products they sold. So do you think them putting you out and having you talk about those things and having you help their executive leadership understand and know about these things, do you think it was a ruse, or were they just checking a box and moving on?
I definitely think it was a hybrid of both. However, and I even said this when I would coach a number of Fortune 100 companies. If you are in an environment where the majority is not all the way bought in, there's always going to be that significant reservation. And then when you had, and I'll just be candid, so this is the truth unfiltered, there were a number of C-suite executives that identified as straight white men that were starting, and I mean, when I say starting, I'm talking about back even under the Obama administration, where you had affinity groups, employee resource groups, that were becoming more prevalent in the work environment.
And requesting things, asking for things. Yeah.
And initially, it was more so, and these were their words, not mine, Dr. Ken, an extracurricular activity that was needed in order to keep, and I don't even like to use this word, but I got to play the role, in order to keep minorities focused on performing. If that's what it's going to take to keep minorities working, then fine. Now, fast forward, and this is my response to your question, Dr. Ken. This is not anything that I'm saying this is just based on my experience and what I viewed. Fast forward, George Floyd. The murder of George Floyd, it went viral all over the world. You had protests in Paris. You had protests in Germany. You had protests in places that straight white male Americans were like, whoa, they're watching. So then you had the reactions of, we stand in solidarity. Now, this was just 2.5 years ago. Fast forward to 2024. You have, thank you, Ma the Elephant. Just keep praying, because you never know. That's all I got to say. You had, fast forward, a country that in the forefront, in our faces, this is terrible, this is wrong. Mm-hmm. But when they went behind the poll curtain on November the 5th in 2024,
they wasn't trying to feel that.
While they were, I stand with Kamala, or I stand with they went behind that curtain. And especially the white women that were married to these straight white men, you know what to do when you go behind that curtain. I saw, Dr. Ken, I saw so many white couples on November the 5th that I had never seen before for a general election. And I knew their husbands were like, don't you even think for a second about voting for Kamala Harris. And so then you now have, and I'm wrapping up, you got President Donald Trump, who has basically, in so many ways, told this country that as far as making America great again, we are taking our power back. I mean, you got the National Guard in Los Angeles. You got the National Guard now in Washington, D.C., both cities that are either ran or majority ran by a person of color, both black women, actually, or the majority of the residents are people of color. And so I hope that answered your question, Dr. Ken.
Yeah, it did.
But that, to me, was the chronological timeline of why we are where we are today. And so for those that are saying racism is no longer an issue or it's not as bad as it used to be, that is because you are benefiting. You are a primary beneficiary of these new enforced executive orders, these new mandates to have National Guards come. I mean, you're benefiting from that. So of course you're going to say everybody who answered this survey is a beneficiary of the Trump administration. Whether they voted for him or not, they are benefiting from his laws, his executive orders, his all this stuff.
Taxes,
yeah, so of course I'm going to say, of course I'm going to say, oh, well, everything is working out just fine. You wanted to make America great again, so this is what we deal with.
You got it.
That's my response.
All right. You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before we go to break, I want to remind you to join us for our third annual Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd, 11 to 3 at Riverside University High School. Admission is absolutely, positively, beyond a shadow of a doubt free. A great place to have fun while celebrating with family and friends, amazing food, good music, and opportunity to win some big prizes, including backpacks for the kids. That means Denise Thomas does not get a backpack. I'm just saying. So make sure you save the date for the third annual Truth Family Fest, Saturday, August 23rd. We'll be broadcasting live from 11 to 1 right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth from Riverside University High School. It's sponsored. That's the Truth Family Fest. Presented by Crash Course Driver Education Center and U.S. Cellular. Also presented by Milwaukee Area Technical College, Landmark Credit Union, U.S. Bank, Milwaukee Public Schools, Gruber Law Offices, Big Frog Educators Credit Union, and Riverside University High.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
More of The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Grown-ups, in between.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. They're only playing the good music because Denise is here. When I'm here, they be playing like Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
That's because you asked for it, Dr. Ken.
I did not.
Right, you asked for it.
I did not. I didn't.
Anything that was published in the year, anytime before 1975.
Can we turn our mic off, please? Can't wait, turn our mic off, please. Turn it off.
You can turn it off. You can turn me off, but I'm still.
Because watch this. I took the weekend off. I was off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Me and Methuselah was talking last week, and I was asked. Well,
you and who?
Me and Methuselah.
Oh, okay. I was like, who?
Like the oldest. You know, sometimes when you're the oldest man in the world, you gotta,
Are you saying that you're the oldest man in the world, Dr.
I'm the oldest one in the room.
Now, y'all, he said it. We didn't. Why they ding on
and
that?
Just so you know, since we're getting toward the end of the show, WISN.com, flash flood warning in effect for Walworth County.
Stay safe, y'all.
Just issued now.
Please stay safe.
You literally cannot beat nature.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
And speaking of undefeated, I just got to say this in closing really quick because this was a great show. And Dr. Ken, thank you for broadcasting live. Because, y'all, Dr. Ken usually, he's got other stuff to do. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of, batted my eyes.
No, you didn't. You gangster. You came in. Hey!
Oh, my gosh. Good night. Not really a city girl. Good night, everybody. But listen, really quick.
Yes, ma'am.
At the end of the day, I just hope, and I'm saying this to myself, that we as a community start to understand that leadership, it starts with us.
Yep.
And sexual discipline is not about, shame. It's about strength. It's about having the power to say, my future matters more than my impulses. Yep. My reputation is worth more than a moment, which obviously the people that we discussed today did not consider. And most importantly, my legacy deserves more than regret. As I've said before, discipline, it's not about restriction. It's freedom. It's going to free you from the chaos, from the distraction, from all these mistakes that we're seeing these celebrities. It's costing them millions. And like Dr. Ken said, you can't come back from this. You'll never get that back. You may be able to, but to the extent of what you had. And so for me, I've had the most successful year in my life based on discipline. I may not have made as much money as I did when I was outside losing my mind, but I've got clarity and I feel more powerful and I definitely feel more happy.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate hanging out with you.
Thank you, Dr. Ken.
Might have to do this more often. Let's try next Sunday night.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, y'all have a good one. Love y'all. Make it a great week.
I'm out.